Hey guys, Noah Best Drummer here. So we are done with case 2, the haunted turnabout, and I have to be honest, I have not been enjoying this game that much. Primarily because of the contradictions. The characters and the story, primarily the story of case 1 was really good, and the characters throughout both cases have been pretty good. It's mainly just the contradictions, because it feels like the writers, they thought of the story beforehand, which you always should. You should know where you're going to end if you're a writer. You should know the end point before you. The best way to write a story is to write the ending first, so you know what you're going to. But it feels like they got the ending, but they didn't know how to get to the ending, or they didn't know how to get to certain contradictions, so they just kind of winged it, and that does not make for a very fun experience, at least for me. But I've heard that these next 2 cases, if Pyrite will recognize my input, these next 2 cases, Turnabout of the Snow and hello? Pyrite? Oh god, it's glitching out. Yeah, the Ensnared Turnabout. Apparently these 2 cases are extremely good, and they measure up to the level of the final cases of the official final cases of official Ace Attorney games. So, gonna start with Turnabout of the Snow. This kind of looks like Vex Vula right here. I don't know if it actually is or not, but we're just gonna get into it right away. Oliver, what are you? I didn't get to say that line. It's fine. Oliver, what is going on? Gentlemen, I have no idea what you're talking about. The fuck is that? What is he? Don't, gentlemen, mate. Just a minute already. You were the one who killed Cedric Maplethorpe. Lights, get the lights back on now! What the fuck? Die! What the fuck is going on? Yeah, sorry for, like, not speaking for a lot of that, or sorry for, what the hell am I trying to say? Sorry for, like, moving away from my computer for a little bit of that cutscene. My cat was meowing at my door. I don't know why he's doing that, but anyway. Huh? What do you mean you won't be coming back? Don't get your wrinkles in a bunch, Nick. I'm not going for good. I just need to be away for a while longer. What's happened, Maya? Is it something at the village? No, it's not that. A few days ago, I had a call from Sister Bikini. Bikini? How come she got in touch with you? She wants me to return to Hazakura Temple to take on some master-level training. Master-level training? In Orange? What for? It's just, you know, since my mother died and the title of Master was passed on to me, some more training is required to fully unlock the responsibilities and power that the Master needs. Sitting on a block of ice while chanting 30,000 times wasn't hardcore enough? That was spirit ice, Nick. Actually, that makes it sound worse somehow. You mean you have the highest level of training to undergo now? Apparently, and from what Sister Bikini told me to expect, I'll catch pneumonia, hypothermia, and maybe even a nasty cold. Can't all this training wait for another time? Summer isn't so far away, maybe the North will. It's on a mountain, Nick. They tend to be cold all year round, you know. You'd have thought that you'd be closer to the sun, too. Besides, you can't be missing me already, surely. I stopped by and visited you a few days ago, remember? That wasn't really much of a visit, was it? As I recall, we just went out for some Eldune's noodles. I bet you're glad I made you try them now, huh, Nick? You could have warned me that they'd be extra salty. After that first ball, I almost shriveled up like a raisin. Oh, that reminds me. How is your mouth now? About 16 glasses of water later, it was fine. Thanks.
Let's see, what else did we do that day? Oh yeah, after People Park, we passed by Global Studios. That sucked. We couldn't see a thing.
There was a crime scene there, Maya. Obviously, they wouldn't keep it open to the public.
You should have told them we were on the case.
I thought that too, but I didn't much fancy a night or two in the cells.
Relax, Nick. I was joking.
She thought I was being serious.
Look, I'm sorry, Nick, but this session can't wait. Sister Bikini insisted that the training take place as soon as possible. Seems like you'll have to look after yourself for the next few weeks.
Hey, I've lasted this long. What's the worst that could happen?
Just don't go losing your attorney's badge or something.
Oh my God, that hurts. Jesus. 6 minutes in and we already have emotional damage. Oh, please. I think that's going a bit too far, don't you? Take care of yourself, Maya, and good luck with the rest of your training.
Thanks, Nick. I'll tell the sisters you said hi.
Bye. See ya. It's been 4 days since I returned from the Maplethorpe Hotel. Maya came down to visit for a day, then she had to return to Karine Village. She originally went there to visit Pearls while I took my own vacation to the Maplethorpe. Because of her inheriting the Master of the Crime channeling technique from her mother, her role in future have become an increasingly big deal amongst the folk of Karine Village. Oh, Iris. Now the Sisters of Hazukur Temple have summoned Maya for some master-level training. Sort of like a finalization for the position. And from her previous training during the Elise Dunim case, I dread to think of what lies in store for her as the new Karine Master. Hold on. I gotta check my audio. I hope you'll be alright, Maya, for whatever lies ahead. Well, lunch break's over. Better head back to the office. Huh? The door to the office is open. Is somebody in there? There's someone standing in my office. How did they get in? Phoenix? Phoenix, right? Yes, that's me. And you are? Phoenix. That voice does not fit. Oh, God. Phoenix, right. What are you writing there? Notes for, it's not really important. What is important is why I'm here. And what's that? I came with a message. You're wanted at the detention center. The detention center? Yeah. Detention center. What for? What have I done? Relax, Phoenix. You're not in trouble. We're on first-name terms now? The suspect of the lady's crime wants to speak to you. You know each other, too. Apparently. We do? Yeah, we do. Not a big talker, are you? On a completely unrelated note, how did you get in my office? I thought you were in because the door was open. Since that wasn't the case, I just hung around and waited. The door was open? Did I forget to lock up before my lunch break? Anyway, it's time for me to take my leave. He wants you down there as soon as possible, so don't take too long. You still haven't told me who you are. Later. When the work begins, then we can do all the formal introductions. Work? I haven't even met the suspect yet. That can be easily rectified. Go and meet him then. I'll catch you later, Phoenix. I gotta go. They need me at the crime scene. Wait. That looks like the guy on the front of the Ensnared Turnabout cover art. Who does that guy think he is? What really puzzles me is how he got in here. He said the door was open, but I locked it before I left, didn't I? He said someone I know is in detention and wants to see me. Whether or not I go down there and see whoever it is. I have a feeling I'll be seeing that guy again either way. I suppose I'd better go and see who's gotten themselves in trouble this time. Oliver, what are you doing? Sorry, I'll be right back. He's causing so much trouble. Okay. Detention center. Can I help you, sir? I'm Phoenix Wright. Apparently a suspect here is expecting me. That's right, he asked for you. He'll be out of questioning in a minute or two. Thanks, I'll wait here. Hi, mate. Mate? Surely it can't be. Detective Snow? Oh yeah, it's me. How about that? What's Detective Snow doing in detention? What the hell? Okay, there we go. Suppose I better address the elephant in the room. What are you doing in here, detective?
You haven't heard? My new job is to clean the detention center. Visitor's room today, the toilets tomorrow, perish the thought. Don't even mention toilets. I still haven't gotten around to cleaning mine yet. What do you think I'm doing in here? I've been arrested. Why? Oh, you know, the usual story. I've been arrested for supposedly murdering a fellow officer during a prisoner interrogation. What? You saying that's just me? Wait a minute. You've been... That's right. I've been accused of murder. I tell you, being caught up in 2 murders is the last thing I need right now. Detective Snow certainly doesn't come across as the type to kill someone. He's disgruntled, sure, but I doubt that he'd be capable of murder. In fact, did he say that there were 2 murders? So what? Somebody came to my office and said that you wanted to see me. Oh, you met Suicidal Smith then? Who? Suicidal Smith? Grinwick Smith. He's the detective in charge of investigations for these cases. He's taken my place seeing as I'm the suspect here. You know him too, I take it? Yeah, we go way back. I knew him from when he was just a greenhorn copper. He's not really suicidal though. Just got a face like a wet weekend. He's an okay guy, really. Attention span of a goldfish, but he's sound enough. Oh good, just when I thought he couldn't sound more cheerful. Did you just say that there were 2 murders? Talk about unlucky. There were 2 murders last night that I got caught up in. The other guy is the suspect of the first murder. I'm the suspect of the second. Other guy? Yeah, interrupt salt in the wound. He's technically the witness of the second incident. In other words, a bloody prisoner is going to testify against me. I'm guessing you want to know who it is, yeah? Go on then, detective. You've twisted my arm. Who is this prisoner? It's your old friend, Vex Vula. I knew it. Him? I take it you remember him? I remember him all right. He killed Mr. Grossberg. Not to mention Jack Crane and Titus Crump, 2 others who fell victim to his malice. But why is he of all people involved in... The Australian's getting to me. Why is he of all people involved with this crime? Remember me saying I'm the suspect of a murder? Well, before that whole mess, Volper managed to murder an inmate in his cell. Someone else you're familiar with too. Cedric Maplethorpe. Cedric Maplethorpe? Yeah, Cedric Maplethorpe. It turns out they were next-door neighbors in prison. A match made in heaven, am I right? A match made in irony sounds more appropriate. So the killers in my last 2 cases were put together in prison? Coincidence? I think not. What happened for you to be arrested? That's where the second murder comes in, see? Me and another officer, Perry Docks, saw the body and awakened our little friend next door. We then took Volper to a room for interrogation. Suddenly, there was a blackout. That storm last night must have caught the power. That was a pretty nasty storm last night. When the lights came back on, Docks was dead, strewn across the table with a knife stuck in his chest. And you were arrested. Just like that. My point exactly! That woman's blind as a bat. Woman? My arresting officer. Never mind about her yet, though. Murders are being handled in the order they occurred. So Volper's murder of the other prisoner is being investigated now. That's right. My supposed murder of Officer Docks will be handled afterwards. Do you know if Volper has a lawyer yet? Do you really want me to answer that? Well, let me put it this way. Course he bloody hasn't. So he has nobody to defend him. Volper, being the lovable scamp he is now a notorious murderer and madman. Understandably, nobody would want to represent a known felon of that level. But surely a trial can't go ahead until he has an attorney. Usually, but not in this case. These 2 incidents have been regarded as connected. Volper may be a suspect, but that doesn't actually make him a defendant, since he's already serving his life sentence. Do you get me? I think so. But how could it get any worse for Volper? What if he's found guilty of this murder? If we find out that he really did kill again, his sentence will be raised to the death penalty. Death penalty, huh? Look at my attorney's badge! Do you have somebody to represent you yet, detective? Not yet, mate. You can ask any time you like, detective. Why else would you have called me here, after all? Can we talk about that? Nope, we can't talk about that. Oh, I can present profiles. I forgot about that. What about you? No offense taken. defense. I just wanted to know what you thought of I'm stuck behind this glass like some zoo animal, and you're showing me tat like that. So I might just quite wound up at the moment. That's understandable. Maybe I should listen to what he has to say first. Okay. Alright. What about, victim? What else do you know about the second victim, Perry Docks? I didn't know him personally. The guy was quite an oddball. Quite an oddball, in my professional opinion. Nonetheless, we were put together to patrol Block A of the prison last night. We have to patrol in pairs, see? That's just the way the chief wants it. Block A, huh? So that's the wing where Vulper and Maplethorpe were being held. So, have you worked out why I wanted you here? Come on, detective, you weren't exactly hiding it. You want me to be your defense attorney, right? Bingo! So what do you say? Don't you think you're being a bit hasty asking for me straight away? Oh, jeez, I was just trying to be nice. Nice? I've seen you in action before. How you took down Vulper, and then Maplethorpe. How you cleared the innocent Vincenzo and Master of the charges they weren't responsible for. I saw that you have genuine faith in your clients, and that you'd defend them to the bitter end. That's why I want you to defend me. I trust you enough to give me the rightful verdict. So what do you say, Harry? Phoenix. Phoenix, that's right. Some faith you have in me when you can't even remember my goddamn name. Alright, I'll defend you. But call me Harry again, and I'll be the one who needs a lawyer. Excellent. I'll make sure you don't regret it, mark my words. Yep, give this to Renwick when you see him. What is it? It's an affidavit saying that I agreed to let you represent me in court. He won't let you investigate otherwise. Where should I start with the investigation? Well, there are two things you can do that I can think of. First one, obviously, is to investigate the crime scene. You can get more details about the crime from Renwick. If he's in a talking mood today, that is. The second one is to visit Vulper and see what you can get out of him. Great. I never thought I'd have to deal with him of all people again. Because of his cell now being a crime scene, Vulper was moved to one of the solitary cells. Won't be pleasant, sure, but that's where he is if you want information out of him. I don't really have a choice, do I? Not really. Fantastic. I'm still quite confused about the whole Vulper thing. How will court proceed? Okay, let me try and break it down for you. The Vulper incident is being investigated first, but you'll still be defending me for Doc's murder. Since Vulper doesn't have a lawyer, he won't be defended, he'll just be giving testimony. If he's found guilty, he'll be sentenced to death. If he's innocent, and I can't put enough emphasis on the word if, he'll be taken back to his cell to continue serving his life sentence. So it's a win-win for us either way. I mean, it's not like he'll be set free if he's innocent after all. Hence why nobody wants to defend him, and why it's been decided that a trial should go ahead without his own attorney. The best thing that can happen for him is that he doesn't get executed. And it'll be my job to search for the truth and give Vulper whichever sentence is deemed suitable. I suppose the evidence, if any, will speak for itself. Right, it looks like I have two starting points. I can either start at the crime scene, Vulper and Maplethorpe's cells, or I can visit Vulper at his solitary cell for information. I know which one I'd rather leave till last. I'm not looking forward to dealing with that evil creep again. But I am. But I guess I don't really have a choice. So it seems like it wants me to really leave the solitary cell for last. But fuck it. I'm going there first. Well, here we are. Solitary cell 12. Looks even more depressing than the regular cell. There's barely anything in here. A visitor? A visitor who visits me? Who could it possibly be? Righty boy. What an unpleasant surprise. What's happened to Vulper? Jesus Christ. Hey, Jupiter to Righty boy. You gonna stand there gawping, or have you come here for tea? Jupiter? Tea? That's right. You never drank your poison tea when you came to visit my manor. I mean, poison-free tea. Tempting, but I've come to talk to you about last night's murders. Murder is such a bitter, sour word, not sweet and salty at all. It makes perfectly abnormal people like me look like cold-footed murder-doers. And what word of prejudice is this to allow such a thing? Me, I prefer the term permanently erased from existence, I think. Or maybe not. I wish me would make up his mind once in a while. I'm sick of my indecisiveness, or am I? Perfect. He's completely lost his marbles. I knew this would be easier said than done. So, shall we get down to business, gentlemen, to defeat the Huns? Gentlemen, there's only me here. Well, use your imagination. Okay. Alright. Volper, I need to ask you some questions regarding the murder of Cedric Maplethorpe. Cedric? How is old Cedric these days? Still dead? Yes, he's still dead. That's classic Cedric. Hasn't changed a bit since he was killed. He's kind of stubborn like that. Didn't even say goodbye to his old pal Vex before he got bitten by the dust. Of course he's dead. You're mad to suggest otherwise. Huh? But what do you think, Crump? Is Righty Boy a moron for thinking he can raise the dead?
Indeed, my boy. Mr. Wright is a fool.
What the? He's turned into Titus Crump. That scar below his eye looks like... Look, Volper, I need some answers from you about last night's murder. Are you going to talk to me or not? Well, why don't you say so? If it's the truth you want, it's the truth you'll get. Time for a celebration. Truth for everyone! Wait, scratch that. Truth for no one. That can be a celebration if you don't like truth, true? Volper, stop playing around. Did you kill Cedric Maplethorpe or not? Let's see if good old Mr. Crump saw anything. He was there when it happened, unlike me, you see. I was gone. Gone with the fairies, I imagine.
A murder, you say? Oh, I saw the whole thing. Murder. Oh, murder of the most ungodly proportions, my boy. Two bemused individuals met on the Star of Destiny.
I should have known this would be like trying to get blood from a stone.
And then, a fallen body. Well, what do you think, my boy? Is my completely 100% truthful retelling of the crime in any way beneficial to your case?
How about you leave Planet Crump and come back down to Earth and cooperate?
Planet Crump, away!
What'd you say? What? I thought I'd just heard you ask how I'm doing in prison. I'll tell you. It's fantastic! Thanks for asking. It's every soon-to-be-executed murderer's dream come true. Doesn't even need anyone else in the room for conversation. You said soon-to-be-executed murderer. Are you owning up to the murder of Maplethorpe? Own up to it? Own up to it? You might as well ask me to describe the color of sound or the smell of the sky. Of course, being in here for so long, I've forgotten what the sky smells like by now. Oh, my head hurts just listening to this drivel. This isn't working. You won't say a thing. Maybe I should try presenting some of the evidence from the crime scene. I might be able to at least evoke a reaction. Okay, so I was supposed to go to the blocks first. Well, that's my bad. I was just being stupid. I wanted to visit him first. So, you know. So this is where the first crime of the night occurred. Where Cedric Maplethorpe was killed. Come to think of it, I wonder how Maris would have taken the news of his death. Jesus! Those two were really close despite Cedric's falling in with the wrong crowd. In fact, where are the other prisoners? I'm assuming they've all been temporarily moved due to the investigation. My oddball sense is tingling. Ah, there you are. You motherfucker. Just as I thought. That must be Detective Smith. Hi, are you Detective Smith? Okay. Detective?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is he even listening to me?
Oh, sorry. I was miles away. So we meet again, Phoenix. What are you interrupting my work for?
I take it you're Detective Smith?
None other. What are you doing in a crime scene?
I'm Robert Snow's attorney.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah, he gave me permission to look at the crime scene.
I'm afraid I'll need more than just your word to prove that.
But you were the one who told me to go see him. Did he hear me, or...?
I suppose I was.
Well, do you think you could perhaps... And he switched off again. This guy must be off on another planet. Time to show him the proof that I'm allowed to investigate. Should get his attention. Maybe. God, you look worse for wear. My lord. Oh. If you care to look at this, Detective Smith. What is it?
It's an
Ah, give it here then. I suppose you want to investigate now.
Well, that is the idea. Is he even going to read it?
Go ahead. I'm not stopping you.
Oh, forget it then. Right, time to get to work. I need to find out what happened in here last night. Might also be a good idea to ask Detective Smith about the crime itself. If he's awake. Damn! Fuck you! Asshole. Okay. Could you tell me what happened here last night, Detective?
You'd like to know more about the crime, yes?
That would be a good start.
Yes. Yes, it would. You're familiar with Vex Vula, right? The guy who murdered the 3 people? Well, we can now safely change that statistic to 4. Officer Dox was murdered before Vulpa's interrogation brought about any useful results. So we have just the evidence to go on for now. My deduction resulted in this autopsy report. This will sum it all up in a way you can understand.
Yeah, your deduction and the examination of the body as well, perhaps.
You can go ahead and take a look at the crime scene now. See if you can draw the same conclusion I did. After all, I think you'll find the evidence pretty conclusive.
Can you tell me more about the Dox incident?
It happened about half an hour after Maplethorpe was killed. Robert Snow and Perry Dox, another officer on duty that night, discovered the body. Seeing as Vulpa was in the next cell, the first thought was that he did it. So he was led to one of the interview rooms for interrogation. And that's about all I know right now. The crime scene's cordoned off and guarded until tomorrow's trial is over. Once the killer has been found for this murder, investigations for the Dox murder will begin. Is your curiosity satisfied now?
I guess it is. Thanks, Detective.
Good. Now leave me. I've got nothing to do, and a lot of nothing at that.
I can believe that. But I can present stuff. Wait, first of all. Let me look at this. Strangled with a length of wire. 130. Okay. Can I present?
Why are you showing me the autopsy report?
I just wanted to ask you for more info about...
Well, read it then. I'm not your spoon feeder.
Hate to break it to you, Detective, but it's in your job description. He has a point, though. All the info I need would be in the report. Okay, alright. Cards. There are some objects pinned to the far wall of Vulper's cell. They look like playing cards. They're all the same card, too. The King of Hearts. Looks like he's still obsessed with that Enigmium card. Dangerously obsessed. These are probably the equivalent of a pin-up poster for him. And an innumerable amount of playing cards are in a pile in the corner of the cell.
I don't think these are just from one pack. They look like several decks worth of cards.
Vulper wouldn't have needed that many decks of cards, would he?
Well, I imagine it would get pretty boring being cooped up in here 24/7.
What sort of card game would require so many decks of cards?
Some sort of hardcore solitaire, perhaps?
I doubt it. Maybe those cards pinned on the wall over there have something to do with it?
Maybe. I don't really care.
Leave it to me, Detective. So this is where Vulper rests his head. Looks surprisingly clean and tidy for a killer's bed. That rhymed. I don't know why, but it really strikes me as odd. Can we look under it? Nope. We can't look under it. Cool. These bars look pretty sturdy.
Well, duh. They'd have to be, wouldn't they?
Of course, it was just an observation. As in, boy, do those bars look pretty sturdy.
There's probably still some evidence lying around that you haven't observed yet. So if you could observe that, it would help your case quite a lot, I think.
The pedestal sink unit stuck to the outer wall. Looks really clean. Immaculate, in fact. Does that mean Vulper never used it? That's sus. There's something wrapped around one of the bars. Looks like a piece of wire. Ow! Is that blood? Jesus. Oh my god. It's gonna make me gag. Oh my god.
That was a murder weapon, you know.
This wire was used to kill Maplethorpe?
Yeah, as the obvious trace of blood on it proves.
Ah, Jesus. Oh my god. Looks like... Looks like one end of the wire is rusted too. That's such a gruesome way to go out.
Not exactly a case-breaking discovery, though, is it? What's on my mind right now is why the murder weapon was just left here between the bars. Maybe you know who can shed some light on his little Jim. He's the only one who could have left it like this, after all. point, we should ask Volper for as much info as possible. But the question is, will he be cooperative? Fuck no. He's fun like that. Okay, time to move to the other side. This must be the outline of Maplethorpe's body. Looks like he slumped against the bars when he died. Detective Smith, was the victim's body found like this?
Yeah, I agree.
Did you even hear what I said?
No, go fuck yourself. No, of course I did. You asked me if the police found the victim's body in this position.
Nice selective hearing you have there.
When Snow and Docs came across the scene, they saw Maplethorpe slumped against the bars with Volper sound asleep in his cell. When they examined the victim's body, they found a deep red mark around his neck. Clearly the mark left by a garrote wire. Fuck.
A garrote wire?
Yeah, take a look at this.
Oh, that's so... I hate that. I hate that so much. This is...
The victim himself, yes. We took this photo of the body before we moved it. And as you can clearly see, the mark on his neck indicates being strangled with wire.
It certainly looks that way. How on earth did Volper get a hold of a garrote wire? Am I pronouncing that right? Garrote? Garrote? Whatever. These bars look pretty sturdy. Well, oh, okay, alright. Same thing. Bed. Maplethorpe's bed. Looks a lot nicer than Volper's. The sheets and pillow are slightly disturbed. Maplethorpe must have slept in it recently.
Well, aren't you shocked? If you were paying attention, you'd have known that the crime happened at 1:30 a.m. Maplethorpe was obviously asleep before he's awoken, possibly by Volper.
Exactly 1:30 a.m.?
Approx. I'm surprised that that's your choice of question right now. Anyway, yes, Maplethorpe was asleep at some point last night.
But how do you know that? What? What am I examining? The bed? Yeah, okay. Okay. I've done enough here. Hey, buddy. How's it going? Maybe I have something to say about this, perhaps?
I'm sorry, my boy. I'm afraid I don't know what you're talking about.
I am Titus Crump, and I know nothing about this daffy doodad you present. Pretending to be Crump doesn't change what you know. What are you talking about? That's genuinely all he knows. Fine then, what do you have to say about this evidence? Something boring. I won't bother you with it. Looks like that didn't work. Maybe something else will get as a reaction? What do you have to say about this, Volper? Cedric doesn't look well in that photo. Is he ill? Ill? He's dead. Dead? Cedric's been killed? Oh well, easy mistake to make. You always look dead anyway. Damn. The hell with you then. I'm clearly wasting my time talking to you. Then my work is done. Pleasure to be an inconvenience to you as always, righty boy. This creep still isn't going to talk. And frankly, I give up trying already. Oh, Mr. Right. What? Huh? I didn't say anything. You're going crazy, man. You're hearing things. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, that was me. Give Snow my regards. Tell him execution's not so bad once you get used to it. Freak. Come visit again, gentlemen. Might be worth reporting back to Detective Snow and Smith. They'll probably want to know that there's still been no success in getting Volper to talk. Why am I hearing the buttons, like, twice over? Whatever. Volper? I spoke to Volper earlier. Oh yeah? Renwick told me you were on your way over to solitary confinement. So, did he say anything? Oh, he said plenty. Too bad it was all gibberish. I had a feeling he wouldn't cooperate. Did he say anything? Did he even try to deny it? Not directly. I couldn't get a straight answer out of him. He didn't even seem to care that he's the prime suspect. He's only making it worse for himself and he knows it. Why would he want to do this? It doesn't make any sense. It's like he wants to be executed or something. You'd better tell Renwick. Maybe he can try and get some people to squeeze some info out of Volper for tomorrow's trial. Will Snow be testifying at tomorrow's trial? I better ask him before I go and speak to Detective Smith. Will you be testifying at the trial tomorrow? No, I'll be fleeing the country. Waltzing off scot-free for being the true culprit. Of course I'll be testifying tomorrow. I discovered the body, didn't I? Now listen, mate. I can't really go in depth about it right now. Renwick's probably already given you the basic rundown anyway, yeah? Pretty much. You said you discovered the body roughly half an hour after the murder occurred. Aye, that's the gist of it. Officer Docs was with me too. The rest? Well, that's for tomorrow's investigations. Brisbane would Brisbane's prosecuting this trial? Won't he be a little biased against Volper? Mate, everyone's a little biased against Volper. He couldn't get a lawyer. He's infamous in the largest sense of the prefix in. Trust me, Brisbane doesn't stand out in the slightest. The judge will most likely proceed. What's up, mate? You giving Renwick a run for his money in the spaced out department? It's just odd thinking about it. Brisbane won't be counteracting my cross-examinations. More likely he'll be trying to get Volper guilty. What's wrong with that? So he'll be helping you with the testimonies? Isn't that what the defense and prosecution should do anyway? I suppose you're right. I was just thinking about that trial. What trial? What is Phoenix talking about? Okay, whatever. In any case, tell Renwick to continue the interrogation from last night. We need some info from Volper one way or another. I'll be sure to do that. Mr. Snow? Not more questioning. Yeah, okay, I'll be out in a minute. Well, mate, looks like they're not done with me yet. If I told them once, I've told them a dozen times. I'll see you in court then, Mr. Wright. See you in the morning, Detective. Detective, yeah, let's hope I stay that way. Hey, man.
So you spoke to Volper then? What did he say?
Nothing helpful. In other words, no information whatsoever. Snow told me to ask you to finish off the interrogation.
Well, if we still have no first-hand info about the crime from the key witness himself, yeah, we'll have to keep trying. I'll get some people together and we'll try another interrogation. For testimony or not, he still takes the stand tomorrow. So it's really up to him whether or not he decides to cooperate. If he still insists on wasting time and takes the stand tomorrow with no useful testimony, we'll be forced to solely trust the evidence. It's his own grave that he'll be digging after all.
Thank you, Detective. Good luck.
I'll need more than luck. I'll need a miracle.
Right.
It's time for me to clear out. I have to get some people together and bring Volper in for another interrogation.
Will this be done in the same way last night's interrogation happened?
Yeah, except this time there will be 6 angry officers demanding information. If this doesn't get him to spill, he really is as crazy as he lets on.
If Volper didn't do it, he could just say so. But he's not even denying the charges. He's just skirting the issue with insane drivel.
I'll have to cordon off this place before I leave, so if you don't mind. Even if you do mind, clear off.
You don't have to tell me twice. Hey, the Magatama's still here. Nice one, Phoenix. Forgotten it again, huh? Well, better late than never. Looks like there's nothing else left to examine until tomorrow's trial. Well, that was a pretty short investigation compared to some previous cases. Yeah, it was. That's, almost 40 minutes. But maybe that was because this case seems more open and shut. So the conclusion is that Volper strangled Cedric Maplethorpe with a piece of garrote wire. The evidence certainly seems to point to Volper being the killer, but it's Volper's behavior that makes me uneasy. He has a very relaxed attitude towards the whole situation. In fact, less relaxed and more stark raving mad. He didn't even try to deny the murder, but he wasn't exactly admitting to it either. Did Volper really strangle Cedric Maplethorpe to death? What was his motive? Is this case really as simple as straightforward as it seems? No, it never is. Tomorrow's trial I aim to find out the truth, and give Volper the verdict he deserves. To be continued. Damn, that was a short investigation. He really didn't lie there. So, next episode, we're going to go into court and see what Volper has to say for himself.